There's something magical about remembering the meals that once defined a time and place. Lunch was never just about food. It was about gathering around a table, sharing stories, and tasting the spirit of an era. From school cafeterias to work breaks, so many classic lunches have quietly disappeared, leaving behind only memories. Today, we're looking at 10 famous lunches that have faded into history. 1. The TV dinner tray. In the 1950s and 60s, nothing felt more futuristic than a hot lunch that came in its own little tray. TV dinners promised convenience. Turkey with mashed potatoes, peas, and even a tiny dessert, all ready in minutes. Families often gathered around the television, balancing their metal trays while watching their favorite shows. But as tastes shifted toward fresher and healthier meals, the novelty wore off, and the TV dinner faded into nostalgia. 2. Bologna sandwiches. For decades, the humble bologna sandwich was a staple in lunchboxes across America. A slice of white bread, a square of American cheese, and a round of bologna, sometimes fried, sometimes plain. It was cheap, quick, and dependable. But as people grew more health-conscious and sought higher-quality meats, bologna slowly disappeared from center stage, leaving behind only the memory of simpler times. 3. Salisbury steak with gravy. Salisbury steak was once a king of cafeteria lunches and a weeknight favorite at home. Covered in brown gravy and paired with mashed potatoes, it was hearty and filling. The dish was invented in the late 1800s as a health food, but it truly thrived in the mid-20th century. Today, it's rarely seen outside of frozen food aisles. Its heyday long gone. 4. Peanut butter and jelly in wax paper. Few lunches say childhood quite like a PB&J wrapped in wax paper. The wax paper wasn't just packaging. It gave the sandwich a soft, slightly nostalgic texture after sitting in a lunchbox all morning. Parents made them by the millions, pairing them with an apple or a carton of milk. But as schools tightened rules on peanuts and pre-packaged snacks became popular, the wax paper-wrapped PB&J became a thing of the past. 5. Tuna noodle casserole. In the 1950s and 60s, casseroles ruled American kitchens. Tuna noodle casserole, made from canned tuna, egg noodles, and cream of mushroom soup, was the perfect budget-friendly lunch. It stretched ingredients and fed the whole family with ease. But over time, casseroles lost their charm as fresher and lighter foods took over, leaving tuna noodle casserole mostly in the memory books. 6. The hot lunch thermos. Before fast food chains dotted every corner, many school children carried a metal lunchbox with a glass thermos inside. That thermos often held hot soup, SpaghettiOs, or even last night's leftovers. Opening it at lunchtime felt like unwrapping a warm piece of home. But when safety concerns ended the glass thermos era and microwaves became more common, the hot lunch thermos quietly faded away. 7. Liver and onions. Once a staple in diners and home kitchens, liver and onions was considered both nutritious and affordable. For many, it was a weekly lunch special, especially in working-class households. The rich iron taste was strong, and not everyone loved it, but for those who did, it felt like comfort food. As taste changed and diners updated their menus, liver and onions slowly slipped off the plate. 8. Ham salad sandwiches. If you grew up in the Midwest or South, you might remember ham salad sandwiches packed in waxy deli paper. Made from ground ham, mayonnaise, and relish, it was a clever way to use up leftovers. For decades, it was a popular church lunch or picnic item. But with changing food safety standards and the rise of fresher deli options, ham salad has nearly vanished from lunch menus. 9. Jell-O salad with fruit. During the mid-20th century, no lunch table was complete without a colorful Jell-O mold. Sometimes it had fruit suspended inside, other times even vegetables or shredded carrots. It was fun, festive, and oddly satisfying. But as the years went by, tastes grew less adventurous, and Jell-O salads became a quirky relic of the past. 10. The cafeteria sloppy Joe. Few school lunches were as messy or as beloved as the sloppy Joe. Ground beef simmered in tangy sauce, piled high on a soft bun, and always guaranteed to drip down your shirt. In the 1970s and 80s, it was the star of cafeteria trays and family dinners alike. Today, you'll rarely find it outside of nostalgic cookbooks, but its place in lunch history is secure. From casseroles and Jell-O to bologna sandwiches and TV dinner trays, these lunches tell the story of how America once ate and how times have changed. Which of these classic lunches do you remember best? Maybe you even still make one at home. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more nostalgic stories from the past. Until next time, this has been American Rewind.